top of many dumb moments that will leave you tearing your hair out when watching this film, you will find the performances are soulless, dry, and just not thoroughly engaging enough. And the knock-on effect is that the audiences do not care about the characters. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any bloody logic of any kind. There is one. And only the goofiest of person living on Goof Street in the county of Goofshire in the town of Goofsville would make any sense of the kind of dumb-ass decisions that you will see in this film. Alien Covenants. Hey guys, if you love watching films and want to know if a film is decent or not, then check this review out and let me help you to make your mind up. It's your choice now, brother, them or me, serve in heaven or reign in hell. Which is it to be? So here we have it. The blurb is simple enough. The crew of a colony ship bound for a remote planet discover an uncharted paradise with a threat beyond their imagination, and they then must attempt a harrowing escape. Or the more padded version, the crew of the spaceship Covenant is transporting 2,000 colonists to a new solar system, but their journey is interrupted by a solar flash which damages the ship. Now, whilst making repairs, they pick up a signal from a previously uncharted planet. Upon locating it and determining it can support human life, the captain makes a spur-of-the-moment decision to chuck aside all of the planning that was put into their expedition to make this new planet their colonial destination. He gets some slight pushback about this flippant decision from his second in command, but that seems to be the only complaint. Then the crew come face to face with a horror that is the alien species, which will either eat them or use their human bodies as a means of incubating its alien offspring. So I guess quite a tricky situation. As they say in the film, do make yourselves at home as best you can in this dire necropolis. Now, Alien Covenant is a sci-fi action film that is in many ways technically perfect. It has great special effects and fantastic landscapes amongst other accolades. However, and it is a big however, it is let down terribly by the plot, as it is hideously bad. I mean, for one, not only is the plot shocking, you then have the most unprepared, dense and stupid bunch of crew members you will ever see. All of the crew, including the captain, the second in command, and other seasoned veterans, just dozily venture into land on an unknown planet, and all without some analysis of what domain they're going into. I mean, a risk assessment of the atmosphere, the soil, the life source, or anything to give them a cheeky heads up as to what they are likely to bump into in the dark alleyway should they dawdle there for too long. I mean, they have a skilled android who could have gone on his Jack Jones to report back if the blooming place is crawling with naughty people, if it is dangerous or not, or just what the crack is with this godforsaken domain. No, they just blindly go into it as you do. There's just no coherence to the film's timeline. The facehuggers turn into chestbursters, who then turn into 10-foot tall xenomorphs within minutes. It's just craziness personified. Now, according to Sir Ridley Scott, the neomorph is the first generation of alien. The word neo is a prefix from ancient Greek meaning new or young. On top of many dumb moments that will leave you tearing your hair out when watching this film, you will find the performances are soulless, dry, and just not thoroughly engaging enough. And the knock-on effect is that the audiences do not care about the characters. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any bloody logic of any kind. The goofiest of person living on Goof Street in the county of Goofshire in the town of Goofsville would make any sense of the kind of dumb-ass decisions that you will see in this film. Interestingly, did you know that the music from Jerry Goldsmith's score for Alien 1979 was also used extensively in the very first act of this movie, which I do like, as this little indulgence keeps that continuity and that fire burning and the rightful paying of homage alive. So did you watch this film in 2D? Well, you were lucky, as Ridley Scott was actually planning to shoot the film in 3D, just like his past couple of blockbusters. But then he stuck to 2D due to the fading interest in the format when it was canvas with a select few others. Anyway, in the first opening sequences I was getting into it and then thinking, yeah, this could be a decent watch, but then it happened. The sheer dumbness started, its slow creep, slowly but surely it pervaded, creeping up on me with more stupidity. The opening sharpness, the setting, the right tempo, the emotive moment, then boom, sod, the atmospheric effects and all those shenanigans, it just started to plummet downhill. It went south pretty quick. Look, I get it. Alien is still to this day a gripping, one-of-a-kind, tense, shocking and frightening masterpiece, and is still one of my favourite films of this genre. Then Aliens is one of those rare sequels that was every bit as good as its predecessor, and in some ways so polished and so on point that both are contenders for timeless classics in anyone's film book, and with Ripley being one of the most iconic female characters in film ever. Then the other films such as Alien 3 and some of the others were just average watches at best, but this one just felt like it was poorly executed, especially when comparing to Alien, and in the end it mostly fails as a memorable Alien film. It just felt like a bit of a wet fart. Now, we know that the Alien movies over the years have mutated from horror to a full-on war and action film, and then flitting back again to a mixed backstory, and then back again. Now, we do know that over the years, the Alien movies have mutated from horror to a full-on war and action film, and then flitting back again to a mixed backstory, and then back again. So I can see the angle and the method to the madness with this one. But give us a workable story, better performances. I mean, throw me a friggin' bone here, lads. No one understands the lonely perfection of my dreams. I found perfection here. Nah, I don't think so, matey. And although I admire the new mythology that Ridley Scott was trying to create, I just didn't appreciate the sheer sloppiness of this film. Ridley Scott said that the subtext of this whole story is the evolution of an AI who eventually will demonstrate his superiority to the human intellect, and that what follows is the AI creating a life, at which point we're really in trouble, kind of like what's happening in today's world. Interesting, but this could have been done better in my opinion, and with more slick performances and definitely better intelligence in the script and in the characters' attitudes, then this could have lit up the film and its credibility a tad more. But sadly, it did not deliver anything worthy of the accolades of the aforementioned Alien and Aliens film. Solid Hall of Famer type films. Now, this film cost somewhere in the region of $97 to $111 million to make, and Ridley Scott commented later that this was very frugal for such a large-scale production. Frugal, that sounds like a bloody fortune to me, and for that much dosh, I want my bloody money back. This movie contains a scene where a toy bird drinking water is visible. It's called a drinky bird. And here, with the clever references and subtle paying of homage, we have it in the opening scene of Alien back in 1979, where there is also such a toy bird shown on board the Nostromo's bridge. Now, I like it. Cheeky, naughty and devilishly clever, you little rascals, you. Now, did you know this too, that Ridley Scott used practical models of the creatures on set whenever possible to give the actors something real to act against, as opposed to simply telling them, "The monster's in front of you"? It worked because at times they looked bloody petrified. Now, overall, Alien Covenant was a poor but yet quintessential Alien movie. It takes an age to get going, and when it finally does, it's a shambles. And in fact, scrap that and take the goddamn name of Alien off of the title. It's not worthy to have that status. It really isn't. But on the flip side, and whether or not you end up liking Alien Covenant, I would say that it is just worth watching just to be in on the conversation, and at least then you've got a dog in the fight if you do decide to go all kamikaze on someone's arse in a conversation by the water cooler sometime soon. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Check out the next video soon. See you in a bit. Cheers.